Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's your president and your VP. And quick little disclaimer before we get into this. This was supposed to come out Father's Day, but we had had a little trouble with our editing software on the To Killing Mockingbird videos. So here it is now for all you fathers and sons out there, as this is, of course, a father and son channel. And the Father's Day review for this year is, of course, the
Rifleman.
Rifleman.
Last year, didn't we do Of Mice and Men
I believe we did.
for last year? Alright.
Okay, so The Rifleman is a television series that ran from 1958 to 1963. It stars Johnny Crawford and Chuck Connors as Mark and Lucas McCain, respectively. This show is, guys, it's a classic. It's an all time classic. It is one of my absolute favorite TV shows. Um, Lucas McCain is a widowed father who has his son Mark, who at the beginning of the show is 10 years old. And they moved to New Mexico from Oklahoma because they're going to buy a ranch. And so the very first episode is Lucas entering this shooting competition to win the prize money to put down on the ranch. And he is armed with a very special repeating rifle that there's no other rifle in the Old West like it.
Except for the fact that the model is off date because it's
Yes.
it's a modified 1890 Winchester,
And
which at the time didn't actually exist.
because the show is set in 1881 in the fictional town of North Fork, New Mexico, which is, if I had to guess, the geography is probably right on the forks of the Rio Grande, the whole geography of New Mexico there. So, like I said, the first episode is that he challenges, or he wins the shooting competition to get the money. And the fun fact about the first episode is that a very young Dennis Hopper appears in the first episode.
Nice.
And is also another recurring character later on.
We'll talk about the 2 episodes we watched for this review.
Okay, we will. We'll get into it. It should, parents out there, although this is a TVG show,
There's lots of violence. There's lots of bangs.
It is very violent. In fact, there's a YouTube channel that has a video up, and it does the entire kill count, so to speak, of the Rifleman, and there's actually like 1.5 deaths on screen per episode on average. Although there are several episodes where there is no gun violence at all. But what I'm getting at is, parents, screen this ahead of time before you let your children sit down and watch it. Let them understand that it is make-believe, because this is in an era where they didn't show blood or anything like that on television. So young children might get the wrong impression if they go to watch the TV show.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there for you. But other than that, at its heart, it's a show about a father and son, as we've discussed, and their adventures in the Old West. And another fun fact about it is that it was basically the very first show to show a widowed father as the main primary star. It gave birth to the Andy Griffith Show, which we may touch upon in another video later on. And that Andy Griffith is also, well, Andy Taylor in the Andy Griffith Show is also a widowed father. The show is very progressive, too. For those of you who like your shows like that, it took a hardline stance against certain topics such as racism, and there's an episode about an assault on a woman. Let's just say that. It's implied. It's not. Yeah, they go there.
Going like Little House route like that?
They go there. They don't go completely there, but yeah, it's implied there. And one of the episodes about racism that me and him watched just the other day
that's a good one.
Was the episode about the Chinese immigrants who were just looking to start a laundromat. there in the area. And Lucas and his son quickly befriend the Chinese man and his son, who is also a widowed father. And what was great about it was the parallel lessons that the two fathers were imparting on their sons, because they were asking, yeah, their fathers why people were made to look so differently. And they basically came to the same conclusion. That is, that if we all look the same, we'd kind of get tired of looking at each other. So, I mean, it's kind of a real simple way of putting it together. And it is just a classic show. There's this underlying Western score, of course, because it's a TV Western. And the soundtrack to it really drives home what you're watching. You know, the adventure, the action, everything about it. And then there was, what was the other one that we watched?
It was the father and his daughter. And
Oh, yeah. The other one was about a former gunslinger who had gotten into a fight with Lucas 10 years prior. And basically, Mark, who, of course, is Lucas's son, has developed a little bit of his first crush. And so he kind of has to explain a few things, you know. Uh, there are several episodes in which Lucas is imparting the knowledge on to Mark what he's going to need to succeed in life. And they just do not make TV shows like this today, guys, with these real positive message towards your audience. We just do not see that in today's society.
Yeah. Sorry.
But for those of you who don't know, Mark or Lucas McCain is of course played by Chuck Connors, and he was a classic actor in The Rifleman. And you know, too often in life there were several instances of actors who have a successful hit, and they're really typecast as that one type of person. But Lucas, aka Chuck, he really leaned into it, and that's one thing that you can say about him, is that he really leaned into it, and that he was the Rifleman, and it kept him gainfully employed and kept him making money till he died, basically. And another fun fact about it is that on the political spectrum, I know we don't get into this much on this channel, but a very fun fact is the fact that Chuck Connors, being a Republican, was one of the only people at the time in the 70s to visit Khrushchev's Soviet Union. And in fact, he was so impressed, Khrushchev was, with Chuck's demeanor and friendship, that The Rifleman is one of the very few Western TV shows that was allowed in the Soviet Union at that time.
Wow.
That's how impactful The Rifleman really was as a TV show.
So, fun fact. If you guys know the channel Dead Meat, I'm a huge fan of it. It's an awesome channel. Probably won't ever see this YouTube video, but if you guys do, hi. But they covered a movie called Tourist Trap, which also starred Chuck Connors in the role as a very early slasher film.
Yeah,
a PG rated slasher film, to be precise.
We might get into that as well, but as I said before, the show is very violent. There's lots of gun use, but overall it is a family oriented show. You know, we've covered previous seasons of The Walker, which is also pretty violent in its content, but there's always that underlying theme. And the underlying theme with Lucas and whatnot is that he's very progressive, stands up for what's right and wrong, stands up against the racism of the times, and does all the good things that you would expect somebody in his position to do. And I personally absolutely love this TV show. Seen it multiple times, seen every episode multiple times. It took me a while at first to get through all of it, because there's close to 200 of those things altogether. There's 5 seasons. and but they're a breeze to get through as well. I should mention that as well. That the stories told in the Rifleman, they only take 30 minutes, y'all. They're only 30-minute episodes.
So does that mean that Lucas McCain nearly kills like 200 people?
Altogether, more.
More?
More. Remember, it's 1.5 per episode.
Wow.
Okay, let's just talk about that for a second. The kill count total, which if you guys should check it out. Big shout out. I don't know the name of the page, but go and check that one out.
Here, I'll finish it out. Here, go check on Mom. Sorry about this, guys. We're running into a bit of a weird situation. Yeah. Sorry about that. But anyways, we are getting... yeah, that happened. Weird.
I'm back.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We had to take care of the first lady there for a minute. But as I was saying, you can check out that YouTube page. I'm not sure what the channel is, but it's a very fun little video where they go through every one of them, and they're like basically marked by a tilt sound that you get with the at a pinball machine. It's bing, 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 bing. So it's a pretty cool video. And Lucas is very skilled, of course, with this repeater rifle. So
even though it didn't exist yet.
Yeah. So skilled, though, is he that he's able to regularly take down men with revolvers and whatnot. And getting back onto the fight against racism, there's the episode where Lucas and the Italian Count have a rendezvous, and the Italian Count encounters some racism, and he chooses to fight with antique pistols, and he's able to show that he's a much better shot than anybody that would have tried him. Very good. But as I said, overall, the acting is really good, and they made a career out of it, guys. What can I say? It's a show that has stood the test of time. Here we are, over 60 years later since the end of the show, and people to this very day still talk about the Rifleman. So I don't know how many people are going to be talking about the current modern shows 60 years from now. But that just goes to show you that the classics really show the test of time. And as I said, at its heart, and just like at this channel's heart, it's a father and son team. And it's all about that. At the TV show's heart, it's all about the story of the father and the son and the adventures that they get into. Overall rating for the Rifleman, rarity, because we don't do these very often as far as TV series, but a rarity for the entire series, 5 out of 5. What say you?
Also a 5 out of 5.
Definitely, guys. You can go check it out right now. It's available on Tubi, and I'm sure you can find it on VHS, DVD.
For the dinosaurs.
Yes, for the dinosaur here. Blu-ray. And stay tuned in the near future, guys, because I'm hoping to actually have more content related to the Rifleman. Some unboxing stuff that we're going to hope to try to get to related to that. But of course, as always, if you have seen the Rifleman and you think that it is the worst TV show of all time, then clearly you never saw Cavemen, the sitcom. Yeah, the Geico Cavemen, you guys know what I'm talking about. You had to throw that one out there. It was a real deal.
I thought you were thinking if the Rifleman was the worst Western.
I said the worst TV show.
Oh.
Well, even if you think that it's the worst Western, then clearly you've never seen the Clint Eastwood singing Western. Yeah, that happened as well.
Huh?
Yep.
Clint, why?
Yeah, it happened. But, hey guys, just remember, we're just two idiots with a digital camera. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show. Except they actually don't. So, having said all that, guys, stay tuned. Where, like we said, and we've got some other stuff. Big surprise video. I know we keep talking about it, but a big one is coming. It is coming. It is coming. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Or you're going to cringe. Or you're going to cry. Or you're going to think this is the worst YouTube channel ever. I don't know.
Or you're going to hate our guts because we decided to cover this.
Yeah. We'll find out when it happens. But other than that, guys, I guess there's just one thing left to say, and that is
peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.